Hi guys, it's William from AllTechTrail. Now in this video I'm going to show you the Sapphire DualX R9 280X. Now I'm quite excited about having this card or another 280Xs that I bought myself just because I can compare the build quality, the quality control of some of the manufacturers out today to possibly assist in my future buying decisions. So this is the box basically. It's purple. I'm not sure whether you can see it. It's got a cyborg version of Iron Man, so it seems, with the AMD logo on the heart. So, but look, let's get down to it. It is their overclock edition. Mind you, there are a couple of variants of the overclock edition from Sapphire bearing the DualX design. But this is the UEFI version, so it has a higher overclock again. It features a 900 base with a 1050 boost clock. So I think the standard overclock edition is 850 standard with a 1000 boost clock. So the difference is not great, but it's still more than the standard overclock edition. So this is it. Now I don't have 3 cards with me, unfortunately. I have 4. Don't ask me why, but I do have 4. So this is the card here. There's still one in the box which I will unveil for you, but this is it. It's very plain. It's black, you know, with basically, well, anyway, look, I'm just gonna put this to one side. But I will show you what's been bugging me about these cards. You know, having opened 3 on my own, and it's just really not up to scratch. But we'll see what's what. Okay, and whether my concerns or worry is a bit warranted. So this is basically the box. It's very simple again. I'm not sure, you know, their intention of doing this, but certainly, you know, Sapphire is not a manufacturer that has been known to skimp on packaging. But maybe this one, the 280X, it's a little bit more of a budget orientated card as opposed to the 290X, because like my other video of the 290X, it's very solid. I mean, they use high-tech foams to protect the graphics card and so on and so forth. But in this one, it's just mainly cardboard boxes, you know, flimsy, very flimsy. You know, it's not, I guess, you know, you can call it secure, but you know, let me know your thoughts. So let me just put this away. But basically what this is it's all recyclable material, okay? I'm not sure whether the high-tech foams are even biodegradable, but you know, I think in the box here, yeah, it is. There it is. Sapphire, I'm not sure whether you can read it, but I'll bring it up closer to you. Sapphire is thinking about our environment. This outer and inner packaging is made with 100% recyclable paper. There you go. So everything that you see here may come to you as a form of toilet paper in the next life form. But again, we have a CD here from Sapphire, quick installation guide, which is very generic, nothing specific but this graphic card alone. Product registration, similar to the 290X that I had. Fueled by Sapphire sticker. Cables, Crossfire card, because you do need this if you're running Crossfire, double or triple, and then you do have the standard, well, this one is Molex to 6-pin as opposed to, well, this one, twin Molex to 8-pin. But anyway, let's put that to one side. Okay, let me just put this out of the way. Now this is the card itself. I do have to show you something unique about this card, which is the LED or integrated LED lighting on the card itself. Okay, and this is something that you may be a little bit surprised. Let me just bring that a little bit closer for you. so at least you can have a closer look of the card. Okay, so that's it. Now, first and foremost, I will measure the card. You know, we love to measure our shit and compare it to each other. So 27 centimeters again in length. So that's about that's on par with the MSI 280X that I just did before. Now it's got, like I said before, it's very simple design. It's nothing too fancy. You know, the coloring scheme is black and silver. You know, and then straight off the bat, you know, you have all this glad wrap protecting or covering the plastic bit. So I'll take this off for you. I'm not sure whether, you know, it is necessary to leave it on because I mean it's not it is matte, so it's not like it's gonna, you know, it's gonna protect the card from scratching on, you know, on shipping from the factory to distributors. But again, the fan dimension is a twin fan design. The fan dimension is practically the same as the MSI. I think it's a little bit smaller in diameter, but I can see that it is very much thinner design or thinner profile fan. But look, oh yeah, I mean what I wanted to say is there is an LED integrated onto this plastic cover here. So I'll get straight to it. I mean, all of the AMD cards that I've seen, that I've used or still own, you know, there's this BIOS switch from, you know, normal to Uber mode. But Sapphire in the DualX design, you know, they do have this switch. There it is. Okay, let me just bring that up flush for you. Okay, there it is. Hopefully you can see it. But anyway, so it's basically a push instead of a slide from one side to another. So if it's normal like this, then it's normal mode. If you push it inside, then it's Uber mode. It's reaching the boost overclocking ability of this card. So what it does is if you push it, it will activate the blue LED on this cover. So I'm not sure whether that's a gimmick or I'm not sure whether that's very smart of Sapphire. You know, it's just another thing that, you know, a lot of people will bring the cards back just because, you know, the LED may no longer work. You know, we do know these cards can run very hot. It can reach up to 80 degrees without any issues at all, especially for mining. So I'm not sure. I mean, I will use these cards again for mining just because, you know, I still can make good profit on it. But I'm not sure whether, you know, first the LED will last over time, you know, with the heat that the card will be producing, or even the fan. But hopefully, you know, it's. I mean, Sapphire has good warranty on this card, so hopefully it's never gonna become an issue. But anyway, let's have a look on the top of the card. You know, I've gone through the switch here. Moving on to the right hand side, you know, there's an 8-pin and a 6-pin, and again, I like that it is sitting flush with the PCB. It's not doing anything that it shouldn't do, or I hate when they're, you know, when these plugs are recessed inside the PCB. But which means, but it's not as bad anyway. But the plug for the cable will need to go to this side. But you know, at least you don't have to get your nephew or niece to take out the cable if you have big hands, or if you don't have pliers nearby. But anyway, you know, on top of the card itself or on the side of the card, you do see this cable for the fan. This is something that bugs me a little bit because the quality control of where this cable is, the placement of this cable basically is very, very inconsistent. I can show you here one of the card, you know, that I haven't really played around with. This is pretty much how I think it should look like, you know, but you know, very, very neatly done, very neatly tucked away. But the three of the cards that I have is pretty much looks like this, you know. It looks like they didn't give two shits about, you know, how the cable will look like, or they didn't give two shits about how the cable should be placed or connected on the card. But realistically, it doesn't really matter. You know, I'm gonna use it for mining. I'm not even gonna have a look. I'm not even gonna look at the card for longer than 5 minutes in a day. So that doesn't really bother me. Okay, but it just, I mean, when you have one card, you wouldn't notice it. But if you have two or more cards at the same time, buying from the same place, possibly made under the same batch, then you know, you cannot pick up on these things much easier. Now, looking at the bottom of the card, you know, you do see 4 copper pipes. They are made out of copper. I think they're about 210 and 2/8, I believe. So very good heat dissipation, heat control, fitting onto these radiators, and these 2 fans are blowing cool air, or at least try to get cool air and blowing some air into the radiators to relieve heat. But what I can see, I guess, again, comparing these cards, you know, just on the copper pipes alone, the quality control on these copper pipes is not as smooth as I'd like it to be. I mean, I can see here there's a lot of, I guess, indentations out of maybe from manufacturing or just installation of these copper pipes, but it's not as smooth. They're not, I mean, this one is smooth, but this one is a bit bugged up, I think. But anyway, it is what it is. Having a look at the connectors here, we do have dual DVIs, one analog, one digital, HDMI input, dual DisplayPort, sorry. So it is, again, one of the main requirements is a dual slot card. You know, I don't like the 3 slot cards. You know, they look very, very ugly. There isn't any need to make a dual, you know, a dual slot card be a triple one, because, you know, it's just taking up that much space that, you know, tests have proven that they don't have any advantages at all. Now, looking at the back of the card, or more specifically the PCB design, look, I can tell you that this isn't a reference PCB. What I do know that it is Sapphire's own PCB, but I'm not sure whether you can see it or not. But not a lot of the holes are used, so it makes me feel that, you know, they do have one standard PCB for all of their 280Xs, but in this cooling design, they don't use 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I mean, basically these holes are bare, with no screws, with no plastic inserts, or 6, sorry, no, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh shit, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So it is blue. Again, I'm not sure whether you can pick this up or not on the video, but you know, it's it's either you like it or you don't, I guess. I mean, if you use it for your own system or your main primary system, this could be a factor for you when you're looking at the card or buying a card for your system. A blue PCB doesn't really blend in that well with with the coloring schemes out today, unless you have, I guess, some motherboards out there that have the blue PCB, and then you have blue cables, maybe white cables go well with blue PCBs, but like red and blue doesn't really blend in. White and yellow and blue doesn't really blend in, so just keep that in mind, and maybe I can show you some other 280Xs that you can consider for your purchase. But anyway, this is the card. Again, I'm really excited with the 280Xs, more excited than the 290, to be honest with you, just because I can compare how much performance gain that AMD has reached as comparison to the 680 GTX that I had or purchased last year, which is an MSI from MSI with the dual fan design. But let's see, give me a couple of days to test it out, do a couple of benchmarks, and hopefully this is worth the money. Otherwise, I'll just use it for mining 24/7. Cheers. So hopefully you've enjoyed that video. Please like the video if you like it. Please subscribe if you haven't done so, and hopefully I'll see you next time.